In this video, I want to show you how we can use Agentforce to help us keep resources skills up to date in our PSA system. A little bit of background here. Most service organizations have a skill inventory and resources assessing themselves against those skills. This is super important for a lot of processes, but mainly for staffing, capacity and demand planning, and even career planning. So if you ask any consultant, you will find that nobody likes updating their skills, and that's a problem. So today we will see how we can solve for that. In this org, I'm using Certini as my PSA, but this really applies to any PSA tool. It's super simple data model. We have skills and resources are gonna assess themselves against the skills. They're gonna rank themselves. And 4 critical fields. We have a description that really represents what the skill means. And we have, in this case, 3 levels. You can have more levels, less levels, depends on your organization. But what this is doing is describing for each one of the levels what it means having that skill. So let's go back to the project and let's assume that this project just ended. I had 3 resources working on it and I want to see if they gained any new skill or maybe we need to bump up some existing skill. So this is calling a prompt template via flow. The data points that Agentforce is using are very straightforward. We have skills with their description and the levels like we saw. We have timecard nodes and we have existing skills. So Agentforce is reading the nodes, comparing them with what each skill means, the levels, and trying to identify when do we need to add a new skill, bump up an existing skill, or do nothing. So again, I can see this being done, for example, by the PM at the end of a project as part of the project closeout activities. So here we can see for a particular resource, the different recommendations that Agentforce is doing. It's telling me for a particular skill, what's the level that I should be setting the skill to, and more importantly, it's also telling me the reason and showing me why, the time cards that imply that I gained that skill at that particular level. I may or may not agree with that, so I can change that. I can, for example, say, thank you for the recommendation, but I'm gonna go with a 1. And I'm gonna go ahead and confirm. And not only that, I can decide that for the other skills, well, I don't agree and I don't wanna add them. In this case, it's telling me that I need to update an existing skill. I already had it, the Salesforce administration, probably at the level 1, and it's saying that I should bump it up at the level 3, again, giving me the reasons and the notes that justify that. And it's also telling me that I used the skill in the project, but there is no change. I already was at a 5, so I don't need to do anything there. Let's click next and let's go to the next resource. Same thing. What are the skills that were gained? What are the skills that it recommends to update? I'm not gonna do that because I wanna show you actually with that one that we updated, how that looks like. But for each one of the resources that participated in the project is going through the exact same process. So I'm gonna go ahead and click next. This tells me that I finished updating those skills. We'll click finish and let me go to the screen here and show you what happened. So here you can see that the skills were perfectly updated. The Salesforce administration, now it's gonna be at level 3, and that security and access is at level 1. So the idea here is that it's using data. So this is something that I wanna really highlight. You need timecard nodes. The LLM is not a crystal ball. It needs to know what you are assessing, your time cards. It needs to have data that is quality data. And it also needs to know against what you are doing your assessment. In this case, the skills inventory. It needs to have good descriptions, good levels. So both need to have good quality. Otherwise, the LLM doesn't know what to do with it. So the thing here is, what do you prefer? Do you prefer entering quality time cards so all the other downstream processes work? Or do you really like manually handling all those downstream processes that you cannot automate because your data quality is super poor? So it's your choice. But if you have good data quality, a lot of these processes can be automated like we just saw. So quick call out before wrapping up. This use case is not using Data Cloud. because it was part of a simple POC. But of course, a prod-ready implementation, I will absolutely recommend using Data Cloud to handle part of this process. But again, the idea is to show you the power behind having good data in your system to help you automate the skill assessment. If you want more use cases like this, please go to our website, cldpartners.com, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. As always, thank you for watching.